Mortal Kombat 1 came out in September of 2023, and I've been playing it every single day. And I think it's finally time to say it. This game might just be dead. Now, I'm not one to generally say negative things about the game. I do still enjoy playing it from time to time, but I'm going to be honest with you guys in today's video. I'm just gonna keep it real and talk about what I think about the current state of the game, what I've been doing in life in general, what I look to do in the future, and what I hope to see in the future when it comes to NetherRealm games. And I'd also just love to get your input on everything as well. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Honeybee. I've been playing in NetherRealm Studios games since Injustice 1 came out in 2013. I got third place at Mortal Kombat X at EVO 2015, and I most notably got second place in Injustice 2 at EVO 2017 using the Flash the whole way through. It was an epic run, and if you haven't seen it yet, maybe you should go see it. Anyways, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 1 pretty much daily. Been grinding Combat League, been doing tournaments. I hit Elder God 17 seasons straight. And at this point, do I really want to go for that 18th straight Elder God? I don't know, to be honest with you guys. Let me just talk a little bit about the state of Mortal Kombat 1 while we have some gameplay going on over here from Texas Showdown. This was the most recent Texas Showdown 2026, and to be honest, I actually didn't watch. I didn't really know what was going on with it, but I'm just going to tell you guys about where I see the current state of MK1. Now, obviously, there's lack of updates, right? We haven't been getting any more patches. We got one kind of random patch back in December that was kind of unexpected, but you know, nothing too crazy. At this point, I think it's safe to say we're not really going to be getting anything else when it comes to patches. There's just no new content to keep, you know, any casuals engaged. A lot of the competitive player base has kind of dropped off, and if it wasn't for people like, you know, Rips Arena or Vape Coach, there wouldn't really be anything happening in the competitive scene for MK. And even when you do get into the competitive scene, unfortunately, it's just a whole lot of the same stuff when it comes to just, you know, repetitive meta happening all the time with like just your standard top tier picks that you tend to see. Now, obviously, there are going to be some people that do not use your standard top tier, and you know, thank God for those people that try to keep things a little bit fresh, but for the most part, you tend to see a lot of the same stuff. Now, when you play online, there's long queue times a lot of the time just to find matches that are above 150 ping, or for whatever reason, there's so many things that I could go on about when it comes to just the game and the frustration that I can have with the fact that, you know, ranked, you can choose not to fight someone even if it's like a 50 ping wired connection. You have the option to just not play them, meaning your opponent has the option to not play you, which is, it can just make the whole thing more frustrating if I'm waiting for an extended period of time just to not be able to play the set. It's ridiculous. And then when you finally do find someone to play, you're playing against the standard same top tier stuff. So you're also going to be playing a lot of just the same people. I've had times where I've matched against the same person in Combat League 5-7 times straight. Now, it doesn't always happen, but it does happen. And, you know, there's a burnout factor that happens there, right? Where you can only do the same thing for so long before it starts to just wane on you a bit. Now, on top of that, viewership is down, right? Like when it just comes to general content that we're putting out on YouTube, the numbers aren't that great. When it comes to just streaming the game, numbers generally aren't that great. Now you have someone like Rips Arena that has like a fantastic production going on with, you know, high level competitive sets in a generally like tournament format or point based format that he has. So he can still get like, you know, 300 plus viewers. Maybe for a finale event it can hit like the 500 something mark. But, you know, for someone like me that's generally streaming, playing Combat League, you know, doing my best to engage with the chat and whoever wants to come through and talk, you know, I'll be lucky to be hitting the 100 viewer mark these days. And at the end of the day, it's not sustainable when it comes to just actually like paying for things. The ad revenue is basically non-existent at that point, and then it just comes down to who's subbing, right? Is anyone subbing? Is anyone sending any kind of donations? You know, it doesn't feel like it's like this is what I should be spending all of my time on. So I've been spending time in other areas. Now, for those of you, you know, that come through the streams, like, you'll know that I have my real estate license. I work and live, you know, in Ontario, Toronto, specifically. So I do a lot of like, you know, showing clients and stuff like that. If you happen to be living in the Toronto, mainly like the Durham area, and you want a real estate agent to help you buy, lease, sell, feel free to hit me up. I likely could assist you. But, you know, I've been busy doing that. I'm a dad. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I have a family, you know, wife and all that stuff. And, you know, I'm enjoying just spending time with family, spending time with, you know, my wife's side, my side, and then like just, you know, my wife and kid, doing stuff like that. I've been spending a lot of time doing that, you know, and I enjoy it. And I'm definitely thankful for the position that I'm in, that I'm capable of able to just enjoy life like that, being able to have a general flexible schedule where if I want to make a video like this, I can go ahead and make a video like this. It's like a Monday today. Monday, just morning, during the day, a lot of people are at work and this is what I'm doing. But, you know, in a way, it's great that I can do this, but also in a way, it's like, you know, you want stable income, you want cash flowing so that you can pay bills and do all those things. And at this point, it's just like, there's just other things that I feel that I should be spending my time on, because spending that just playing this game and streaming this game, it's not really cutting it, you know? And it's kind of been that way for a while, which is why it's like been a gradual process of me doing more real estate, stuff like that. My wife actually makes like educational resources as kind of like a side hustle thing on this site called Teachers Pay Teachers. She has a really good store set up. If anyone in the chat happens to be, you know, or know anyone with special needs or just, you know, young kids, she makes a bunch of great resources for them. Check her out on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's called Individualized Visuals. I'll leave a link in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Honestly, you might find some really good resources. She has like well over 1,000 reviews. Her average review is like 4.8 out of 5 stars. Like, she's doing awesome on Teachers Pay Teachers. And I've actually been assisting with making some resources myself. I've also been either like an online PDF file that people can buy, but I've also just been helping create them like physical things, and we ship them out to people that are doing it. I had a big order just recently where someone in Australia got like a bunch of these resources, and I was spending well over like 70 hours making like this $3,000 order to ship it out to her. So that's kind of where I've just been spending different time, just kind of do different things. I've been looking at different jobs and stuff like that, but to be honest, it's like my experience doing this doesn't really translate that well into doing other things. And at the same time, I'm not willing to do like some kind of minimum wage job because I just don't feel like that's where I want to be spending my time either, which is partly why I've been focusing more so on real estate. But real estate is 100% commission based. And, you know, if you don't close deals, you don't get paid. And I've had deals that have gone to like 80% completion, 95% completion and fall through, and then you just don't get paid. And that's just the nature of what this is, right? And I'm just trying to navigate my way through it, right? And that's kind of just where I am in terms of that in my personal life. For anyone wondering, I'm generally pretty open to talking about this thing, but I know that when it comes to posting content on YouTube, a lot of the time I don't really have like heavy talking videos. I tend to just do a lot of gameplay because that's what I feel like a lot of the audience wants to see. But at the same time, it's also a lot easier for me to edit it together and put it out and keep it as a daily schedule of here's like the new video of the day. You know, a video like this, what I'm doing today, requires a lot more time, and we'll see if it pays out, you know, for me spending so much time talking to you guys and informing everyone of what's going on. But that's where I am in my life, essentially. Let's get this going to like another match so we don't have to wait too long to see some more gameplay out here. Let's talk a little bit about what I think is coming next for me when it comes to content creation. Now, for many of you, maybe you know Invincible Versus. It's a new fighting game made by the developers of Killer Instinct, and I played a fair amount of it during the beta that happened just a few weeks back, and the official launch of this game is coming in a few days on April 30th, and I'm 100% invested in trying to play this game and create content around it. So that is where I see myself exploring and venturing into, at least in this next, you know, month or so coming up, and to give it like a real shot and see how much I enjoy playing this game, how the reception of, you know, views and stuff is. And that's kind of where I'm looking, because the game has been pretty enjoyable. I've been catching up on the show. I'm currently around season 4 of Invincible, and I've been enjoying it, to be honest. And I'll still be uploading Mortal Kombat 1 content, you know, like I'm still playing the game. I have a lot of content just on my computer and like different sets that are worth saving. I save them and then I put it together and then I upload it on a daily schedule. So I'm probably still going to be doing that, but I also do intend to do a lot of like Invincible Versus stuff. Now, in terms of what I want in the future when it comes to like NetherRealm specifically, because I know like that has been my main like thing, you know, like the Injustice titles for sure, these Mortal Kombat titles. Like a lot of people in the space know me for, you know, whatever I've done in the competitive scene and from the content creation space around like posting videos for these types of games. And I would love nothing more than to have a new NetherRealm game come out. Now, I would love to see an Injustice 3 come out, guys. I would love to see Injustice 3 get announced, play the Flash again in like a competitive, you know, situation, have a bunch more new characters and stuff to play. I want Injustice 3 to be out and be like a much more like one-on-one rush down type of situation, less zoning. I feel like that's a lot of what killed the Injustice 2, is just like big stages with smaller characters and a lot of zoning. And I just don't want to see it, you know? Like I want to see bigger characters, kind of like how we have here in Mortal Kombat 1 or the general games. Like they're generally closer together. The stages, I think, in Mortal Kombat games are generally a little bit smaller as well than Injustice games. And yeah, I just want more in-your-face fighting, to be honest. I like the legacy aspect of Injustice, like how Injustice 1 and 2 had a lot of similar movesets and stuff. I kind of would want to see that for Flash, but you know, if it's not like that, I'm open to seeing how that would be, but I just want a new game, man. I want a new game. I want Injustice 3 to come out, and I want to just be able to play that, enjoy that, and maybe start competing and traveling and seeing if it's worth, you know, going to stuff for. I didn't really do that for Mortal Kombat 1 because, you know, when it comes to esports and traveling, it's just so expensive for just the reward being so minimal, right? And when you're a father with a wife and a kid, like, priorities have changed a lot from what they were, like, you know, 5 years ago. It's very different now for me, so I kind of have to weigh, like, whether or not it's worth, like, taking time away from my family and stuff like that. If I wanted to go to an event like that, I kind of have to weigh all that, you know, and see how it is. But that's kind of what I want, and I want it to still continue to be a 1v1 game. I don't really want to deal with different variations and stuff like that anymore. Just give me my full character. Let me face just a one-on-one situation. A lot of stuff is kind of getting into this tag team aspect, you know, Invincible versus tag team aspect. 2XKO came out, tag team thing. We have Marvel Tokon coming out as a tag team thing. You know, Avatar is also another one coming out that I'm kind of interested in playing, so we'll see about Avatar, but that comes out, I think, beginning of July, so we have a little bit of a wait for something like that. And that's kind of where I'm at in terms of what I want next from NetherRealm. And I guess just to wrap this video up, just let me know, those of you that, you know, have stuck around till the end of this video, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the commentary style? Because I know it's not like the general videos that I tend to make, but I'd love to see and get some input of what you guys enjoyed about this and what you could potentially want to see in the future. If you want me to do more MK1, if you want me to go back to some of the older NRS games, you know, Injustice 2, MK11, whatever, or if you want me to just give more type of, like, personal life kind of updates and content surrounding that, I'd be very open to doing stuff like that and seeing where it goes. So thank you very much for tuning in to this video, guys. I'd love to see the feedback when it comes to that, but make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.